Sometimes the absolute weakest students secretly possess legendary abilities until absolute catastrophe strikes. Today, we rank 10 anime where the protagonist hides their ultimate power. Kicking off our list at number 10, Classroom of the Elite. In a prestigious government academy where students are fiercely ranked according to ruthless merit, Kiyotaka Ayanokoji purposefully places himself in the lowest tier. While appearing entirely average and remarkably unmotivated, he actually possesses supreme intellectual and physical dominance from a dark upbringing. Ayanokoji covertly manipulates the entire school hierarchy from the shadows while allowing his oblivious classmates to take credit. This psychological thriller completely revitalizes the high school genre by introducing an incredibly cunning protagonist who views human beings strictly as disposable tools. The brilliant tension comes entirely from watching arrogant antagonists drastically underestimate him before facing utter humiliation. It delivers immensely satisfying strategic masterclasses that keep you completely hooked as his true vicious nature slowly bleeds out over time. Dropping in at number 9, the Eminence in Shadow Sid Kagenu is reincarnated into a vast magical fantasy world with the sole obsessive goal of becoming an omnipotent mastermind operating covertly behind the scenes. He fabricates a massive convoluted conspiracy about a sinister cult simply to roleplay. However, the exact cult he invented actually exists, and his entirely fabricated underground organization unwittingly fights them while saving the entire kingdom. This series is an absolute masterclass in hilarious dramatic irony, mixed with spectacularly animated flashy combat. Sid remains blissfully unaware of the actual massive stakes surrounding him, treating intense apocalyptic battles like fun theatrical performances. The sheer ridiculous confidence he exudes makes every single overpowered attack wildly entertaining to watch. It expertly parodies edgy tropes without losing massive entertainment value. Exploding onto our rankings at number 8, Mob Psycho 100. Shigeo Kageyama, affectionately known as Mob, is an incredibly awkward middle schooler attempting to navigate normal teenage life while working for a fraudulent psychic mentor. Despite his tremendously bland appearance, Mob secretly wields catastrophic supernatural abilities. He deliberately suppresses his explosive emotions to prevent his overwhelming psychic energy from instantly devastating the entire city whenever his stress levels reach maximum. Studio Bones delivers visually breathtaking animation that consistently shatters expectations during intense action sequences. The emotional depth is surprisingly profound as the narrative explores the immense burden of hidden strength. Watching Mob prioritize simple daily self-improvement over magical dominance makes him incredibly endearing. When he finally snaps and unleashes his true potential, the resulting visual spectacle feels undeniably earned. Continuing our countdown at number 7, the daily life of the immortal King Wangling operates as an unparalleled cultivation genius, possessing cosmic abilities that could easily shatter the universe itself. However, he desperately desires a perfectly mundane high school existence, revolving entirely around eating crispy noodle snacks. He must constantly wear a specialized spiritual dampening seal just to keep his reality-breaking powers completely hidden from his competitive classmates and demonic enemies. This Chinese animation flawlessly executes the overpowered student comedy trope with absolutely absurd situational humor. The sheer panic Ling experiences when accidentally demonstrating impossible feats is hilarious. The animation quality spikes dramatically during the rare moments his seal cracks. You will truly appreciate the satisfying contrast between his deadpan, incredibly lazy attitude and the apocalyptic destruction he effortlessly dishes out. Breaking the system at number 6, Irregular at Magic High School. Tatsuya Shiba is formally enrolled in a futuristic magic academy where he is immediately branded an inferior underachiever due to flawed standardized testing. In reality, he operates as an elite military weapon possessing restricted classification. He lacks standard magical versatility, but secretly commands lethal decomposition abilities capable of instantly wiping out entire armed enemy fleets while remaining completely emotionally detached. The intricate world building establishes incredibly fascinating technical rules for magic that make combat wonderfully strategic. Tatsuya stands out because he never displays arrogant gloating despite being immensely powerful. Watching pompous elitist students utterly fail to comprehend his actual capabilities never loses its immense charm. The cold calculation behind every single devastating strike provides maximum satisfaction for dedicated action fans. Storming into the top 5 at number 5, Akashic Records of Bastard Magic. Instructor Glenn Radars is hired as a substitute instructor at a prestigious magic academy, where he initially behaves like a tremendously lazy and incompetent slacker. His frustrated students despise his seemingly terrible teaching methods immediately. However, Glenn actually possesses incredibly potent magical suppression capabilities from his dark past as an elite assassin, completely neutralizing any enemy spellcaster attempting a hostile takeover. The brilliant execution of the slacker trope here is deeply engaging. Glenn constantly fools everyone with his pathetic demeanor before snapping into a highly competent tactical genius the very second genuine danger arrives. The dynamic shift from comedic buffoonery to intense magical warfare is genuinely thrilling. You cannot help but love watching his arrogant opponents realize they fought a professional. Unleashing chaos at number 4, Wise Man's Grandchild. After tragically passing away in modern Japan, Shin Wolford reincarnates into a spectacular fantasy realm where legendary heroes raise him in complete isolation. He develops wildly overpowered magical abilities by applying basic modern scientific principles to spellcasting. Unfortunately, his famous grandparents entirely forgot to teach him basic common sense, prompting him to hide his reality-altering strength to blend seamlessly. The lighthearted charm stems entirely from Shin constantly trying to lay low while accidentally breaking every known magical law. It removes frustrating dramatic angst and instead delivers wholesome entertainment packed with vibrant action sequences. The supporting cast reactions to his casual displays of unimaginable destruction are pure gold. This series knows exactly what it is and wildly succeeds at delivering. Breaking into the top 3 at number 3, The Fruit of Evolution. Seiichi Hiragi is a bullied outcast, mysteriously transported to a dangerous magical forest where he consumes a legendary evolutionary fruit. This miraculous item completely transforms him from a severely physically weak student into an unbelievably handsome and obscenely powerful warrior. He hides his ridiculous new stats and incredible abilities while attempting to navigate completely bizarre adventures involving talking monster companions. This show fully embraces absolutely ridiculous slapstick comedy and never takes itself seriously. The sheer absurdity of Seiichi accidentally charming powerful beasts while desperately pretending to be completely ordinary is incredibly amusing. It blends traditional underdog progression with extremely over-the-top humor seamlessly. You stay completely invested because the animation perfectly captures the insane comedic timing of his reveals. Securing the runner-up spot at number 2, My Isekai Life. Yuji Sano is an exhausted corporate worker suddenly summoned to a vibrant fantasy world where he accidentally tames thousands of slimes. These creatures help him rapidly absorb magical texts, instantly granting him supreme sage powers. Instead of becoming famous, Yuji chooses a terribly unpretentious beast tamer profession to avoid drawing unnecessary attention while secretly solving massive world-ending magical catastrophes. The visual execution of Yuji using adorable slimes to cast devastating elemental attacks provides amazing entertainment. He carries an expression of pure exhaustion even while obliterating legendary dragons, making his deadpan personality incredibly charming. The series expertly balances relaxing slice-of-life elements with epic boss battles. It constantly rewards viewers who enjoy subtly overpowered heroes remaining blissfully totally undisturbed. And finally, reigning supreme at number 1, Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Ikki Kurogane attends an elite academy for magical knights, but receives the absolute lowest rank because he lacks traditional magical capacity. However, Ikki secretly honed his physical swordsmanship to an unbelievably devastating degree. He actively hides his explosive martial arts techniques until perfectly forced into highly competitive duels against vastly superior noble opponents who instantly regret heavily underestimating his blade. This masterpiece completely shatters generic underdog tropes by delivering incredibly fluid and brutally animated tournament battles. Ikki, relying entirely on raw physical discipline to dismantle arrogant magical prodigies, is endlessly satisfying. The romantic progression feels completely genuine without relying on stupid misunderstandings. You simply cannot find a better execution of the concealed badass archetype in all of modern anime history. These phenomenal protagonists prove that appearing incredibly weak is often the ultimate strategic advantage. Whether using comedy or brutal action, watching their true strength finally erupt remains utterly captivating. Which concealed powerhouse surprised you most? Share your detailed thoughts below and subscribe for more anime content.